Israel announces the approval of 22 Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank, one of the largest expansions there in decades. Well, as Israel continues its siege on the Gaza Strip, it's also putting pressure on the occupied West Bank by increasing raids and the expansion of illegal settlements. Now, the Israeli government has just approved 22 illegal settlements on Palestinian land in the occupied West Bank. The UN says Israel demolished more than 1,700 Palestinian buildings and homes and seized 24 square kilometers of land last year. Palestinians need Israeli military permits to build any structure in 61% of the occupied West Bank, and they are rarely approved. Let's bring in our correspondent, Nida Ibrahim, now. She joins us here on set. And Nida, just explain to us the enormity of this move to approve this many settlements.
Yes, indeed. This is the largest number of settlements to be approved in one cabinet session. It was held last week. The decision was kept quiet before it was being celebrated by Israeli politicians this morning, saying that this is historic. And indeed, it's a record number of illegal Israeli settlements to be announced in not just one session. In like the decades we've been seeing them growing, but this is a slap really in the face of international law when it comes to the number, but when it comes to how they are distributed in the center and south and north of the occupied West Bank, meaning that they will fill the gaps where there hasn't been any Israeli settlement expansion and basically make a future Palestinian state an impossible reality on the ground, as there would be no possibility. They are really strangling Palestinian communities to become small cantons here and there in the occupied West Bank. So we are talking about a situation that is grave. It has been condemned by Palestinian officials, but really for Palestinians on the ground, they were seeing that this is happening. They were seeing how illegal Israeli settlements are expanding, not always under the approval of the Israeli government directly, but what happens is you have groups of settlers, they come in, they put up a caravan, they stay there, and then they get retroactively recognized by the government. So part of the 22 settlements we're talking about today have been already on the ground but not recognized, and today we see this recognition. But part of them, at least 7, will be built from scratch. So you can imagine how much that is going to affect the community.
Absolutely. And why do you think it's happening now? Why does Israel feel emboldened enough right now to make this move?
As you say there, Laura, it's happening in Gaza, and Israel being able to, for the most part, get away with it. It has really emboldened settler leaders in the occupied West Bank to pressure the Israeli Prime Minister to recognize them. They say that this is one move that they are countering these new recognitions and potential recognitions of the Palestinian state, especially as we're hearing more remarks from Europe criticizing Israel, calling for it to stop the settlement building. So they feel like this is the time where all eyes are now on Gaza, that they can go ahead and cement their occupation, if you may, on the occupied West Bank by building more illegal Israeli settlements, bringing more settlers there, and trying as much as possible to corner Palestinians and push them out of their lands.
Okay. Nida Ibrahim, many thanks indeed for coming in.